Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co., and today I am playing through and reviewing Adventurous from Button Shy Games. I have my little rules printed out, the prototype copy over here. I should note this is a prototype, all rules and components subject to change, and I'll be going through a solo playthrough of this Marvel observing. It's a solo playthrough. You're going to be creating a path, you're going to be having marvels that you need to go ahead and place out or lose points if you don't, and then you're trying to basically make sure you don't lose and also make sure you ideally score 50 points if possible. I have not done so yet. Let's see if this is the magical playthrough in which I'm able to do so. If you're just looking for my thoughts and opinions, go ahead and check those timestamps down below and skip to that part if you just want my general thoughts on it. Past that, I'll just be walking you through how to play by actually playing the game. To that end, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this up over here, and I'm going to set myself up for a seasoned playthrough. Don't get too excited, that's the second level. It's like novice. Let me see what the options are. We have novice, seasoned, veteran, and legend. We're going to do seasoned over here, which means we're going to reveal cards until we get 2 of level 1, 2 of level 2, and 1 of level 3. So for example, we have our level 1 over here, we have our level 3, we have our level 1, we have our level 2, and we have our level 2. That was perfect. That was great. Also, I realized I shuffled in this, which was a mistake. Oh my gosh, is that even possible? Is that even possible? I should note, by the way, that particular symbol is one that I'm only 90% sure that I'm doing it correctly. I don't think it's actually listed in the rules. This is where we get to prototype notes and all that stuff. I'm double checking. Marvel placement rules. Yeah, I'll explain. There's one part of the game where I'm actually only lightly certain I'm playing it correctly, but if I am right, holy, this is hard. All right, let's go ahead and do it. I think I'm doing it correctly. I think I am. Let's see. Let's go ahead and play this through. We're going to go ahead and start off with our ship over here. Now, we're going to start off with a somewhat zoomed in shot. We may have to zoom out a bit, but I want to show you as much as we can until we have to zoom out. Now, we have this deck over here of these marvels. We're going to shuffle them up, and then we're going to create a little deck of face-up marvels. So, for example, we now have our volcano on top. That's going to become the active marvel, and then we have our marvel deck to the side. This only matters insofar as the active marvel, that's this one, is going to have a negative effect based off here. So we have a level 2 one, which means right now, one of the path cards must cover at least one path segment when exploring, which I assume does not relate to the starting card because then it wouldn't work, but let's see. So, on your turn, you're going to either place out a marvel, which we won't be able to do so yet. We do want to get all the marvels in play, or alternatively, you're going to be placing out path cards. So we're going to have our path deck over here, and you can draw 2 cards from the top or the bottom. The top, you see what's coming. The bottom, you don't. In this case, I'll go ahead and draw from the top because I'll get this one out of the way, and let's go ahead and draw from the bottom and leave that one because it's got so many symbols. All right, let's go ahead and place this out and see how we can make this work. We'll start by placing this one down over here. I guess there's not a ton of options. This one we could start placing like that, but it's going to be very tricky. Oh, that might help. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this like so. We're placing this first one down, starting off from our card. That's creating the path we're going on. We're going to score a point for every segment you see at the end, not for the waypoints. This next card could go on a waypoint like so, but because of the current restriction, we actually have to cover a path segment. So we're going to push it backwards 1 and place it over there. Great, that's done. We are kind of good to go. This over here, this merfolk is actually a very easy one to place, so we're going to place this out right now. Basically, the next turn, on a turn you either are drawing 2 path cards and placing them out, or you're taking one of the marvels and placing it out from either the top of the deck or the current active marvel. In this case, we're taking the top of the deck, and we're going to place this one such that it covers these 3 symbols. It has to cover a Triton symbol, so we're going to cover that one there, and it's going to be a little out of the way. We see a merfolk along the way off the coast as we go on our journey. Now keep in mind, there's a few things you want to be mindful here. First of all, these are going to be worth points if you have them at the end of the game. Symbols are worth points except for these, which are negative points, but these often you're going to want to cover some of them because if you have too many, and you can't see this very well over here, but if we have 4 of the green ones over here, if we have 4 of the green ones, sorry, 4 or more, you could have up to 4. So if you have 5 green ones, if we have 4 of these red ones, or 3 of the Tritons, we lose. We have a limit on how many symbols we can have based on the starting adventure ship. This is a good time to note that I'm pretty sure that this prototype over here only has 1 starting ship. My guess is that the expansion packs in the Button Shy game are likely going to have more starting ships with different things on them as far as abilities or restrictions and stuff like that. But in the meantime, we place the Merfolk out. This next one, Deadly Waters, wants 1 blue and 3 green. The problem is this one over here, and this is the part where I'm just guessing, I don't believe it's in the rules. That little 6 over there, I assume it means that it wants it to cover 6 cards. So for example, if I placed it right now down here, I'd only be covering 2 cards, 1 and 2. So that's what I've been interpreting that as I've played. I could be wrong on it. Maybe that's why I'm not winning the game, but I don't think that's in the rules, so kind of making a judgment call on that one. In any case, we've placed out the Merfolk, we've explained a bit more what's going on. Let's go ahead and continue placing cards. So right now, if we are trying to do that 6 card, I do want to loop back on myself. 6 cards seems so hard. I don't see how that's doable. I mean, I guess it must be doable if it's supposed to be 6 cards, that is. Let's go ahead and place. Let's draw from the bottom. We're gonna draw from the bottom over here, and we got this one over here. If we place this like that, that'll buy us some room. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. We're gonna draw from the bottom again. So we draw 2 cards from the bottom, and we have to, because this is the card, we still have to do the active. Oh, interesting. So we could do like that. So we could do like that, and then follow that up with this over here. I guess we could do this over here, and then we'd already be covering 4 cards if we did it like this. Oh no, we can't cover this because we can't leave that unexposed. You could cover a previous symbol like that, but we can't leave that there. So if we do it like this, then we're currently at 1, 2, 3 cards right there alone. So we may have to make some sacrifices to make this work, but I think we're going to try to make those sacrifices. We're going to draw another 2 from the bottom. Ooh, I do kind of want this one, but I want this one for this. So that's going to be tricky. Let's see what we can do as far as getting that out. But because that's almost enough for that as it is. If I'm putting this like this, then that's going to be 1, 2, 3 cards. But I don't want to. Okay, let's see what we can do. Because this is 1, 2, 3 down here. Alternatively, I could circle back around like this, which would give me some room. I don't know. I hope I'm interpreting this correctly, because that is a hard card to place. We're gonna have to zoom out a bit, but I think this will give us, and we have to place it overlapping that. So we'll just go ahead and do that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards already. Okay, so we're gonna zoom out a drop so we can see a bit more what's going on as we build out our board. And then we're gonna take this next card over here. So we're gonna take, we had 1, 2, 1, 2. I didn't take my next card. I'll just take this one over here because I think that we'll need this. This one can go over here. And if we go over here, then currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards if we place that out, but we wouldn't be able to place that out unless we can cover that effectively, which we can. So we're going to go ahead and draw a card from the bottom, and then draw another card. We'll draw this one from the top. Okay, so we're going to place this one out like so. That way it's covering some path symbols. And now if we place this volcano, it's covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is doable to do this, just feels a little insane. And we are leaving way too many of those reds. We can only afford to have, oh my gosh, we are in so much trouble if we do this. Can we afford to do this? Because if we leave the reds out, but I can't go lower. I could have gone lower. I should have placed this down here. You know what? I'm going to retcon a bit and place that down there. But this is completely cheating. Just so on the same page, this is what I would do if I was playing solo. I'm going to pull that down 1 further. And that way we can actually actively place this down like so on all of those, still covering all 6. There we go. We're working our way around the volcano. We have effectively done this with just a dollop of cheating. But also it's a 6. I'm not even sure if I'm playing it right. That seems so much work for that 1 card. This one's going to come out over here. Now keep in mind, you do lose 5 points for each of these marbles you don't place, which is part of the problem. This Coral Labyrinth would be 2 cards plus 1 green, which that should be far more doable. We still have, right now, we still have to place path cards covering at least one of the things. So we still are placing this one right now. This one needs 3. That would be legal right here. So we're going to place this down right here. That's going to immediately let us place Deadly Waters out on 1, 2, 3, and that one. So we got that. And now Deadly Waters is no longer in play, but we have a new ability. Our new active ability is marbles on top of the marble deck may not be discovered. So we can't actually discover this until we resolve this one. That's where we're going to grab this card, because I think this card on its own should give us the ability to do that. Maybe not. We need at least 1 green. And we need at least 1 green. Must cover at least 3 counters of the same type. That's going to be brutal as well. We're going to have to see what we can do here. But if I were to place this like so, That would cover 1 green and 2 cards. It wouldn't work because we need more space. So I think I'm going to draw one from the bottom, hoping something useful comes out. This would work. There we go. Okay, so if we place this like so, then now we still have this card, which we'll resolve in a second because, well, I guess we have to resolve it first. Because you have to place 2 cards at once. And if we go here like this, then I think we're set up well for this last Leviathan because of these greens here. Oh, this has to cover 4 cards. Is that going to be doable if we only have 2 cards left? That's not going to be doable. 4 cards. We might just not be able to do the last Leviathan. We'll see. Because I could get this one out easily enough. This one could go down over here if I do it that way. But then the last card would be very hard, if not impossible. In order to get that last card scored, what we would need to do is we would need to be able to place it on one of these, which I don't see how that's doable. We could do something like this. That would only be 3 cards. But then the next one could loop around. It depends on what these last cards are. You know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, we have to do this one first anyway because of that ability. So fine. We're just going to do this. It's just, we're not going to score the last card, and that's fine. That is what it is, you know? Not all adventures are meant to be conquered. This one will go down over here. 2 cards plus the green, so we are legal on that one. And then this one becomes the active Leviathan. A path may not cover these over here when exploring. So that's going to hurt our points a bit. Then we get these last 2 cards over here. And these last 2 cards are going to go in play. We would have been able to do 3 encounters of the same type. And we would have been able to do 3 cards, but we can't do 4 cards, unfortunately, because of the way this was built. Having a 6 card and a 4 card in the same round, that's just brutal. So we are going to try to place this as efficiently as possible. Unfortunately, we're going to have these in our face. I don't think we're losing from any other thing, though, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is fine. We have 1, 2, 3, which is fine. And we have 1, 2, which is fine. It's the exact legal limit. So I think at this point, honestly, our best bet is to maximize our score by placing these in a way that doesn't cover the symbols, because those symbols are worth a point apiece, and then circling back on itself back over here. That's it. That's going to be our maximization of score. So let's go ahead and score things up. We unfortunately did not place all Leviathans, so let's just go ahead and score. You're going to get 1 point for every path symbol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's a pretty decent path. We get 2 points for each visible symbol that's not these. So 30 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 2 is 18. That's 48 points. We are going to lose 5 points for each unplaced marvel, so we get to 43 because we did not place this. We would have gotten a bonus 5 points if we had placed them. So even though you'll lose a lot of points of efficiency, you'll get a lot of points for having placed the marvels, but marvels. So I'm currently at 43 points. Then we're going to lose 3 points for each visible whirlpool. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So my 43 minus 12 becomes 31. And that's my score. Which means I lost, I think. I lost. Wow, that's so hard. That's hard. 31. Because basically 50 plus is a marvelous adventure, 40 to 49 is a successful voyage, and 39 or less is lost at sea. So, we didn't win. Again, I've yet to actually win. I've yet to cross 50. I've gotten to above 40. I've yet to cross 50. So, this is another time that I'm losing or not winning the game. Anyways, that has been a gameplay of Adventurous. You can go ahead and check out the campaign. This is a prototype, and now it's time for my general thoughts and opinions. This is going to be a very loosey-goosey review over here. Overall, I enjoy this. I find Button Shy is a fascinating company in the sense that they constantly, month after month, are putting out games that only use 18 cards. And you'd think at a certain point that they would run out of ideas. And sometimes it does feel that way. And I don't mean that negatively, but I do mean that just as often as I play a new Button Shy game and think, wow, that's incredible, it's so cool, I love it, just as often I play one where I'm like, you're trying to do too much with too little, or sometimes, just as often, it might even be a good game, but they've done something similar that's better. So very often I'll play a Button Shy game, and I'll be like, that was good, but I'd rather play Sprawlopolis or Skulls of Sedlec, some of my favorite Button Shy games in terms of how they do it best. One of the first things that Adventurous does well is it feels so very different from their other games. Yes, there's a degree of, like the Sprawlopolis road building, there's a tiny bit of that in this little puzzle you're building out over here, but it's so very different. You are really charting a voyage. You have different marvels. On the back of each card is a different marvel, so each, any combination of them, I don't think that they mess with the game as much as I would like. They have requirements. I almost wish the Marvels had their own abilities on them so that the game truly felt different. Right now, when I play with different Marvels, yes, it is a different challenge, but I don't think it's as much of a difference as I would like. I'm not, like when I play Sprawlopolis or Circle the Wagons, I'm excited about the different goal cards that are on the back of the cards that we flip. When I play through Adventurous, I'm not excited about the different Marvels. Don't get me wrong, I hate the Volcano, assuming I'm playing that correctly, but past that, there are just different... There's different things you're trying to do, but it doesn't feel different because there's no abilities on them for the most part. So I do wish that was something that was changed or improved upon in some way, that it felt more interesting when you have different things on the other side. But outside of that, this feels very different. It feels very challenging. I overall enjoyed the puzzle. There's a very strong spatial puzzle going on here that is very well done. And so overall, I've been having fun with this one because it's different and challenging, and I keep trying to beat it to get to 50 points. My main thing that I want from it is more variety to the experience, and that would primarily come through flipping different Marvels and having them actually impact the game state in more meaningful ways. This is one of those button shy games where I'm very excited to see what the expansion modules bring. I assume there'll be a pack of ships. I do assume that. Honestly, I'm not that excited about that. I feel that would be, like, if I have to have different configurations of symbols to avoid, that's not going to change my opinion of the game. These different abilities, perhaps, but I wonder what they can do with it that would make it that meaningfully different. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm intrigued by the variety, sure, but I'm not that excited about that. I think the main thing I am interested in this is what will the expansions bring to the table, because the base game is very different and very solid. The level of variety from the experience, that is a little less so. Overall, I am coming in at a 3.5 out of 5 as far as rating goes. It doesn't quite hit a 4. I'm tempted, I was tempted to put it at a 4, but I don't think it's there yet, primarily because of the variety of the experience. As it is right now, without any changes to it, without any additional expansions, I believe this is one of those button shy games that I will hold on to for now, and then at a certain point, I'll be looking at my shelf and being like, okay, I've played it enough, it's time to move on. Contrasted with games like Sprawlopolis, where I have everything and keep buying all of it because there's so much variety of the experience and I love it. So it's very good. It's a strong game. I definitely think it's worth checking out, especially if you are a fan of button shy games. And the biggest thing I can say in its favor is it does feel meaningfully different than other button shy games that I've played, while not feeling bad either. It's meaningfully different in a good and rewarding way. That is my review and gameplay of Adventurous. Go ahead and check out the campaign page down below. I'll have a link to that down below. And remember, prototype and all of that. And until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.